Good morning, students. Welcome to the class 4 of SYBSc Biotechnology. So, students, in today's lecture, we are going to start a new unit from Applied Chemistry 1, that is Unit 3, Green Chemistry and Synthesis. So, let's get started. Students, we know that chemistry has brought about medical revolution till about the middle of 20th century, in which drugs and antibiotics were discovered. As a result, the life expectancy rose from 47 years in 1900 to 75 years in 1990s. The world's food supply also increased enormously due to the discovery of hybrid varieties, improved methods of farming, better seeds, use of insecticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. No doubt, on one hand, the quality of life on earth became much better due to the discovery of dyes, plastics, cosmetics, and other materials. On the other hand, the ill effects of chemistry also became pronounced. Main among them being like pollution of land, water, and atmosphere. That is caused mainly due to the effects of byproducts of chemical industries which are being discharged into the air, rivers, or oceans and the land. The hazardous waste released also added to the problem. The use of toxic reactants and reagents also made the situation worse. The pollution reached such levels that different governments made laws to minimize it. This marked the beginning of green chemistry by the middle of the 20th century. Students, organic chemistry has also played a vital role in the development of diverse molecules which are used in medicines, agrochemicals, polymers, and biomolecules. Most of the chemicals that are produced in industries are concerned with the type of reactions and the percentage yield. The industrial houses adopts a synthesis for a particular molecule so that synthesis becomes cost effective. But no attention is paid to avoid the release of harmful chemicals in the atmosphere, land, and sea. During the past decade, special emphasis has been made towards green synthesis, which circumvents the above problems. So we can say that finally an effort was made in this direction that ensures less environmental pollution. So students, the topic of green chemistry today we can say it is the need of all nations. Students, do you know who is the father of green chemistry? Well, it is Paul Anastas, born on May 16, 1962. Director of Yale University's Center for Green Chemistry and Green Engineering, known as the father of green chemistry. So students, the question arises, what is green chemistry? And why is the need of green chemistry? Well students, let us try to define the term green chemistry. According to Paul Anastas, green chemistry is defined as the utilization of set of principles that reduces or eliminates the use or generation of hazardous substances in the design, manufacture, and applications of chemical products. Students, green chemistry is defined as environmentally benign chemical synthesis. It is an approach to chemistry that aims to maximize efficiency and minimize hazardous effects on human health and environment. We can say that it focuses on a process whether carried out in industry or chemical laboratory, which not only reduces the use and generation of hazardous substances but which produces minimum byproducts. Students, let us now discuss about need and relevance of green chemistry. Well, students, we have seen that chemistry has changed the lifestyle of mankind due to technological development in all areas such as drugs, food production, dyes, plastics, textiles, etc. However, the ill effects of development has become more pronounced with the passage of time. The release of hazardous waste materials of chemical industries, most of which are not biodegradable, have resulted in the environmental pollution such as release of chlorofluorocarbons into atmosphere, which is causing depletion of ozone layer resulting in disastrous effect. The release of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur into atmosphere by the industries is believed to the cause of acid rain. The unchecked burning of fossil fuels releases lot greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. This in turn leads to global warming. In the gas explosion in Bhopal, the poisonous methyl isocyanate gas escaped into atmosphere, causing tremendous loss of human lives. The survivors are still suffering from the long-term effects of the methyl isocyanate. Hence, green chemistry concept aims to eliminate or at least reduce the environmental pollution by use of synthetic methodologies which help in keeping the environment clean and green. So, there is a need of green chemistry. Students, now let us discuss about the 12 principles of green chemistry. Well, green chemistry is based on following 12 principles. First is, it is better to prevent waste than to treat or clean up waste after it is formed. Second is, synthetic methods should be designed to maximize the incorporation of all materials used in the process into the final product. Third is, wherever practicable, synthetic methodologies should be designed to use and generate substances that possesses little or no toxicity to human health and the environment. Fourth is, chemical products should be designed to preserve efficacy of function while reducing toxicity. Fifth is, the use of auxiliary substances, for example solvents, should be made unnecessary whenever possible. Sixth is, energy requirements should be recognized for their environmental and economic impacts and should be minimized. Seventh is, a raw material or feedstock should be renewable rather than depleting wherever possible. Eighth is, unnecessary derivatization should be avoided wherever possible. Ninth is, catalytic reagents are superior to stoichiometric reagents. 10th is, chemical products should be designed so that at the end of their function, they do not persist in the environment and release toxic degradation products into soil or atmosphere. 11th is, analytical methodologies need to be developed to allow for real-time in-process monitoring and control prior to the formation of hazardous substances. And the last, that is 12th principle is, substances used in a chemical process should be chosen so as to minimize the potential for chemical accidents. So students, in our today's lecture, we have started with the topic of green chemistry. We have seen the definition of the term according to Paul Anastas, who is considered as a father of green chemistry. Students, then we have also discussed about the need and relevance of green chemistry. Then we have also discussed about the approach of green chemistry, which aims to maximize efficiency and minimize hazardous effects on human health and environment. Students, then we have also discussed about the 12 principles of green chemistry. So in our next lecture, we shall discuss the same 12 principles but in detail with suitable examples. Till then, take care.